welcome to the channel. My name is Grizzy, and today we have the updated Season 10 Legend tier list. With the recent updates to Apex Legends, Seer has had a massive change, and I'm going to discuss the current meta, and I'm going to rank the entire roster of Apex Legends from worst to best. With this tier list, I'm going to be considering a Legend's usefulness in the absolute highest levels of ranked play, and we're going to rate each Legend from D tier to S tier. Now, if you're new to the channel, my content focuses on helping you to improve as a player, and I want to get you on that championship banner. So hit that sub button and join the Bears Den today, and hey, let's get right into this tier list. So jumping right into our specific Legends for the tier list, we're going to start at the bottom of the list. Now, before I get anyone mad, just a quick disclaimer, this is my opinion and some people may do much better with a certain Legend. I'm just going to provide the knowledge that I have from games and what I've seen in high level ranked this season. Furthermore, the lowest rated Legends that I have in Season 10 are Crypto and Wattson. Unfortunately, Crypto drops into the C tier for me because of the recent introduction of Seer. Now, Crypto fans, don't be upset. The fact that Crypto is the least selected Legend in the entire game should signal to the devs that there needs to be a buff for this Legend. Now, there is potential rumor that Crypto will receive a buff at the midpoint of this season. Yes, Crypto's EMP does provide some great potential to begin fights and push with other Legends, and the drone does provide some good utility with scouting, rotation information, and recovery of banners and revives, but Seer's kit sort of overtook Crypto's even with the nerf. Seer on release was literally a surveillance system where Seer could spin around and collect information with his passive and without being out of the fight. For this reason, Crypto has fallen to the bottom, although a nice buff to his drone with maybe a surveillance option or moving while out of the drone option could really help. What do you guys think? How should they buff Crypto? The next Legend with the lowest pick rate this season is Wattson, and this is another Legend in desperate need for a buff. Yes, Wattson's ult is pretty solid, but her fences are just really easy to counter, especially with a Legend like Fuse being more popular in the meta. Caustic can do a lot of what Wattson's kit intends to, and I would really like to see Wattson receive a buff very soon. Maybe they could allow her to turn her nodes on and off to catch enemies off guard, or what if they gave her the ability to revive an ally with half their shield if she's in range of her ultimate, since she does use electricity for that revive. Now guys, comment down below if you know of a way they should try and buff Wattson. After Wattson and Crypto, we move on to our B tier Legends, and as much as I want to place Bangalore higher because I really do enjoy playing Bangalore, she rounds out the bottom of B tier for me and could potentially be even considered a B- tier Legend. With the addition of Seer, there is another popular Legend other than Bloodhound that directly counters Bangalore's tactical ability. Yes, her ultimate can be a solid tool for repositioning teams and applying some pressure, but the fact that Seer and Bloodhound can have their entire teams counter Bangalore makes this Legend and her abilities concerning to me. It would be really cool to see Bangalore be a direct counter to Recon Legends if her smoke would negate scans, but we'll just have to see how they try to adjust Bangalore if they do at all. Now after Bangalore, let's move on to our next Legend, and that is Rampart. There is rumor that Rampart is the next Legend to receive the next heirloom, which means one thing. With her collection event, we are very likely to see a Rampart buff. I wouldn't be surprised if later on in the season, I was rating her as A tier. Also guys, if there are any changes in Season 10 after I post this video, I will make sure to update the video with a comment in the pinned section. That way you guys know all the information still with this video. Now anyway, Rampart is still a solid Legend. Her amped covers can be pretty good when used correctly by the entire team, and the gaming merchant really puts on a show every time he plays as Rampart, and he really does show her true potential. Her ultimate is just kind of a sitting duck and isn't really useful a lot of the times, so I have her here in B tier. Hey everyone, if you are enjoying the video, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like in order to help share the video to other Apex Legends players. It would really mean a lot to me, and guys, let's get right back into this tier list. Moving into our next B tier Legend, and that is Mirage. Now Mirage can totally bamboozle some people and pull off some really cool and fun plays. However, some other legends out there just really provide more benefit to the team. If you want Mirage to fill an offensive role, to me something like an Octane jump pad or a Horizon lift is much more beneficial to the team as a whole versus a decoy or multiple decoys. Yes, Mirage can win some fights with these abilities, but to me his abilities feel a little more selfish than helping the entire team. Now he does have that invisible revive, which is okay, but if you're picking him for his revives, you might as well pick Lifeline or Gibby. Mirage isn't bad, I just wouldn't really recommend him in high level master or pred lobbies because there are other legends out there that can provide more to the team. Now after Mirage, let's move into these B+ tier legends. I feel like these legends are one step ahead of our B tier legends, but not quite as good to get to that A rating. The first legend making up the B+ list is Loba. Loba recently had a change to her tactical ability with her bracelet teleport, and this bracelet feels so much better and much more smooth. The change to the bracelet does help Loba to get to off angles and fights and to push or disengage better than ever before. The ultimate ability is also extremely valuable to the team in order to loot death boxes from a safe position and to always be in a well looted state to take fights. Yes, Loba can be very valuable to any team, but the only downfall to Loba is her assistance to the team in the late game. Loba is a remarkable legend at the early game and at the mid game, but once you do hit late game, there are some other legends that benefit the squad much better and can help with overall repositioning or aggression towards other teams. After Loba, we have Lifeline as a B+ tier legend. Not much has changed with Season 10 other than the fact that Lifeline's revive with her drone cannot be stopped by Seer's tactical, so Lifeline is somewhat of a little counterback to Seer. Her care package is much better now, her hitbox is still great, and her revives are wonderful. Lifeline is definitely a good legend to have on your squad. Just once you get into Masters and Pred lobbies, there's a support legend down the line that provides more to the squad, and you might want to pick that legend over Lifeline. Revenant is another B+ tier legend that I have here this season. Revtane is still a thing and still powerful, however Rev's silence was reduced a bit, and a team can now attempt to counter Revenant by leaving them in the shadow form and defeating them while they're still vulnerable. This legend is still really scary with the ultimate ability, and he can climb much higher to reach some crazy good vantage points, but let's be honest, Revenant isn't that scary without the ultimate ability. After Rev, we have a new legend that has skyrocketed on the tier list, and that is Fuse. I never thought I would see the day, but Fuse can now be used in high tier lobbies. All the Fuse players rejoice because now his tactical can be used as an incredible zoning tool, and the Motherlode does highlight enemies that are engulfed in the flame. Fuse becomes an absolutely incredible legend at late game where the circle is so small and he can actually bully teams with his knuckle cluster. Don't be afraid to try out Fuse in Apex Season 10. After our B+ tier legends, we move on to our A tier legends. These are some of the best legends in the game, and our first legend is Pathfinder. Pathfinder still has the ability to scan beacons, but does not have his own unique passive. But with that being said, Path still has one of the best movement kits in the entire game, if not the best, and there are some crazy cracked Pathfinder mains out there that can make you look like a fool. After Path, we have Horizon, who received a buff this season, and her lift now provides more speed, and she feels closer to the Horizon that we had in Season 8. Horizon's ultimate ability can still win you fights when paired with Arc Stars and teamwork, and her lift can be a game changer for the whole team. Horizon is back this season, so don't be afraid to try out the Space Mom for your games. After Horizon, we have Caustic, and Caustic is another legend that received a bit of a rework and buff this season, and he has seen more high-level play. This legend is the top defensive legend in the game, so if you want to play defensive and play in-game, Caustic can help you hold buildings and also push buildings with his gas ultimate. Next up, we move into another legend, and that is Valk. Valkyrie was newly added into Apex Season 9, and honestly, I wish every legend release resembled Valkyrie. The legend is very good, but not oppressive like Seer or Horizon was on release. She has great mobility with her passive, her tactical, is just average, but her ultimate is the perfect rotation tool to get you out of tough situations and rotate. Valk is a great legend to use in ranked, and we have seen her in the ALGS and the highest level of play as well. Now speaking of Seer, I'm not totally a fan of how they brought Seer into the game. According to playtesters, Seer wasn't crazy or broken as a playtesting character. Apex literally released this legend with the intent to nerf him after the hype of the season died down. I wish we could handle new legend releases like we did with Valk in Season 9, but anyway, with Seer, they have nerfed his passive where it's harder to detect multiple squads, and they've slowed his speed while trying to use that passive. They also really nerfed Seer with slowing the speed of his tactical, so now players have a good opportunity to dodge the tactical scan in general. I think that Seer is a solid A tier legend because his ultimate ability is still very useful for the entire team, and his tactical can be used correctly when people need to heal and they need to be stationary, and you can use that tactical to disrupt heals and revives. However, I do think one recon legend really takes the crown as the best recon legend in the game, and we will get to that here in a bit. Now last, rounding out the A tier legends in the game, we have Wraith. Wraith has maintained as a top tier legend in the game due to her portal and usefulness with rotations in and around end games, both in ranked and competitive play. Wraith has a great hitbox and phase ability that allow her to take more risks than other legends. Wraith also has a great counter to Seer because she can portal or phase after being detected to safely get away from Seer. Now last, we move into the absolute best legends in the game, and first up we have Bloodhound. Bloodhound to me is the absolute best recon legend in the game because this legend does not have the chance to miss the tactical ability. When Bloodhound scans, the legend can pick up players within 75 meters, and although Bloodhound's scan might be a little bit shorter than Seer's, Bloodhound has no chance of missing the scan, which literally provides wall hacks to the team. With the knowledge Bloodhound gives to the team, you're able to make more accurate pushes, you're able to play the game with much more knowledge, and this will really directly impact the way you play the game. Bloodhound is a must-have character in high-tier lobbies in Season 10. After Bloodhound, we have Octane, who continues to be very popular and actually has the highest pick rate in the entire game. Octane is extremely useful to the team, he's extremely fast, and his jump pad is amazing for pushes, disengages, taking height advantage, and is just one of the best offensive legends to have in the entire game right now. After Octane, we have the absolute top tier legend in the game with the right team, and that is Gibraltar. Gibraltar has been meta for a long time and continues to be the best support legend in the entire game. Gibby has a bubble that provides so much utility. He can get quick revives, he can help with rotations, he can also use his ultimate ability for aggression or to zone out teams. This legend provides so much benefit for the squad and is the ultimate support legend. Gibby is such an incredible legend, so try him out in your team compositions for ranked and learn to play him for easier wins in higher tier lobbies. Alright guys, I just wanted to thank you guys for watching the entire video. I know this is opinion based and I want to hear your opinions below. Comment down below how you would change my tier list and let's start a discussion. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like the video and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next video. I'm Grizzy and I'm out. Peace.